I told my wife and in-laws to F off after they told me to stop cuddling my daughter. My daughter Lily is 6 years old and she's always been a daddy's girl. Ever since she was a baby, we've had this bedtime routine where she curls up next to me on the couch and I read her 3 stories. She falls asleep on my shoulder and I carry her upstairs to bed. My wife Jessica never had a problem with this until her parents moved in with us last month. Her mom, Patricia, started making these weird comments about how I was too close with Lily. At first, I thought she was just adjusting to living with us, so I ignored it. But then it got worse. Patricia would make faces when Lily would run up and hug me after work. She'd clear her throat loudly when Lily sat on my lap during movie nights. Jessica started agreeing with her mom, saying, "Maybe we should set some boundaries." Last Sunday, we were all watching TV, and Lily climbed up next to me for our usual cuddle time. She had her head on my chest, and I was playing with her hair while we watched cartoons. That's when Patricia snapped. She said it wasn't appropriate for a grown man to be so physical with his daughter, that people might get the wrong idea. Jessica nodded along and said, "Maybe it was time for Lily to learn some independence." I was shocked. This is my kid we're talking about. She's 6 years old, not 16. She still asked me to check for monsters under her bed and needs help tying her shoes. Patricia kept going, saying that in her day, fathers didn't cuddle their children like this, that I was going to make Lily too clingy and dependent. Jessica's dad, Frank, jumped in, agreeing that men should be more distant with their kids to toughen them up. That's when they suggested I stop the bedtime stories, no more cuddling on the couch, and definitely no more carrying her to bed. They wanted me to shake hands with my own daughter instead of hugging her. I looked at Lily, who was still snuggled against me, completely innocent and happy. She had no idea these adults were discussing her like she was some kind of problem to be solved. I stood up, still holding Lily, and looked right at Patricia. Then I turned to Jessica and her dad. I told all 3 of them to go F themselves if they thought I was going to stop being affectionate with my own daughter. I said there was nothing wrong with a father who loves his kid and shows it, that Lily needed to know she was safe and loved, especially with all the changes happening in our house lately. Jessica got angry and said I was being disrespectful to her family. I told her that her family was being disrespectful to my relationship with my daughter. Patricia started crying and said she was just trying to help, that she didn't want people talking. I asked her what people and what exactly they would be talking about. She couldn't give me an answer because there wasn't one. Frank tried to calm everyone down, but I was done. I told them that if they couldn't handle seeing a dad love his kid, maybe they should find somewhere else to live. That night, Jessica and I had a huge fight. She said I embarrassed her in front of her parents and that maybe they had a point about setting boundaries. I told her the only boundary I was setting was that nobody gets to tell me how to show love to my daughter. The next morning, Lily asked me why everyone was upset. I knelt down and told her that some people have different ideas about families, but that I would always be here to give her hugs and read her stories whenever she needed them. Jessica's parents moved out 2 days later. Jessica tried to apologize, but I could tell she still wasn't sure who was right. Last night, Lily fell asleep on my shoulder during our story time, just like always. And when I carried her upstairs and tucked her in, she whispered that she was glad I was her daddy.